So basically, Marvel Rivals just came out, but what if you don't have the PC to play it? So yeah, let's all imagine that we are in this situation and try to build a gaming PC for a 200 euro budget, which is capable of running not only that, but also other games as well. And what a better place to look for used PCs than the marketplace. And after scouting the ads, these are the best ones that popped up. First, I found this. A very solid looking PC, which at first glance ticks all of the boxes. 16 gigs of RAM, RX 580, 8 gig, and an SSD that fits Marvel Rivals game plus a couple of notepad documents. And the guy apparently throws in a 720p monitor, a wireless mouse, and some HyperX headphones. Great deal. I was about to call the seller up, but then I checked the game requirements for the first time, and apparently all of the systems there feature some sort of DDR4. I know that 6600K can be ran on DDR3, but I'm guessing it will require AVX2. There's not much information on that on the internet, but just for the overall usability, let's stick to the systems that support AVX2 only. So next up, I found this gaming PC for 140 euros, and the title looked very promising. Like, it features a GTX 1060 and whopping 16 gigabytes of RAM. But yeah, then you look closer, and unfortunately it also has a 3rd gen i5, so no AVX2 and a 3 gig version of the 1060. Well, for playing new games in 2024, I'm a bit scared of 3 gigs, not gonna lie. But the reason I'm still talking about this one, cause I love the comments. Someone wrote,
actually, doesn't it overheat? The power supply should be flipped the other way.
I mean, this man got a solid point here, but whoever built this PC is just two steps ahead. Hear me out. Maybe, since his case doesn't have additional fans, very chat of you, not gonna lie, he tries to suck it out, I mean, the hot air from the PC, from the case, through the power supply and the GPU. No, okay, I'm getting delusional here. Someone didn't really cook here. Next! Okay, now, this one is interesting. Like, it looks like a great deal, matches the minimum requirements, but I give it an 80% chance of being a scam. Because, for example, at least in Lithuania, ads with no phone number are a big red flag, because the seller is just trying to hide something from you. And then, when you take into the account that the account has been created last month, that's also a very big red flag, because this is the most popular website to sell stuff online, and basically everyone has an account already. And while I do of course understand that there are new accounts all the time, this is something just a bit unusual. And on top of that, bro apparently lives in the middle of nowhere, so that's a 3rd red flag. Because from my experience, scammers will just create an account and say that they live far away just to ship the product to you instead of meeting in person. And you guys can probably already imagine what happens when you bank transfer the money to the scammer. And finally, it gets, yeah, we're not done with it yet. The price seems slightly on the lower end, which might or might not be a little sus, but the ad also has only one picture. So combined we have for sure another red flag somewhere in there. Damn, we got so many red flags, I started to feel Turkish a bit. Oh yeah, and the dude apparently has posted 4 of the same ads. But I will contact him anyway and wait for his response. And while we do that, let's see what else we got. Okay, now this looks like something we're looking for. Featuring 16 gigs of 3000 and 3200 megahertz RAM, if I understood correctly, and a Ryzen 5 2600, which is above the minimum requirements. Although I'm not so sure about the 1650, since both RX 580 and 1060 are mentioned without the VRAM recommendation, we might be able to slide with 4 gigs. Oh yeah, and by the way, due to market prices, we can easily swap this for the RX 580 8GB later on. So yeah, good deal right here. Maybe a bit more expensive than I would like to pay, and a bit over our budget of 200. Because it's available locally, I just might call the guy up and try to lowball him. Although I have to be very cautious since there are double watermarks on the ad photos, which means that the seller screenshotted the photos from a different advertisement. So either the guy is super lazy to upload pictures of his own, or it is just another scam right here. We'll see. And no one picked up. But we're not letting our hands down, as I have found this option locally, which has a very solid base.
What the hell?
Although dude wants a bit too much, especially with 8 gigs of RAM and only a 240 gig SSD. And this GPU is in general overpriced on the secondary market, so this has some potential in my eyes. Okay, let's call the seller up. Oh, and quick shout out to EU for not allowing to record phone calls without explicit consent, so I'll just ask my bro to quickly reenact the call.
Sveiki, aš čia pagal skelbimą dėl kompiuterio skambinu.
Yes, I still got it.
Bro, I don't even know how to do this man's voice, bro.
Norėjau paklausti, kaip sakyt, čia kaina derinama jo?
It depends on how much.
O šiaip kiek realistiškai eitų sutart, jeigu aš, tarkim dabar sėdu atvažiuoju nupirkti, tai už kiek eitų sutarti tą kompiuterį?
Well, if you come and pick it up today, like today, I can do maybe 230, 220 because like I need it gone, bro. I need it gone. I need it gone, bro.
Žiūrėk, sutarėm. Žiūrėk, galiu kad ir dabar atsėst, nežinau, kur reikia atvažiuoti, būčiau už, 20 minučių.
I can't right now because I'm at work, but I prefer for us to meet later in the evening.
Tai gerai, susitinkam vakare, tada aš, ten viskas su juo tvarkoja, ne?
Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir.
O kada darbo baigi maždaug?
Around 5, but I need to get my massages done, bro. I need to get massaged, bro. I need 3 big dudes massaging me, bro.
O kada plius minus tie masažai baigės, taip kad žinau.
Let's say around 7 or 8 p.m, bro.
Okay, so we have a meeting secured with the guy, which is a good thing. In the meantime, let's just see if we can find something even better. Next up, we got once another PC with Ryzen 5 2600, and once again, it is way over our budget. Although the guy says that the price is negotiable, green flag, and also he says that he doesn't use it anymore. I guess that's another green flag if he's honest, and he includes a monitor, mouse, and a keyboard. So let's call the seller up.
Hello?
What's up, brother?
Sveiki, aš čia pagal skelbimą dėl kompiuterio skambinu.
Yeah, that's me. You called to the right place.
You got me.
Dar turit jį?
Yes sir, yes sir.
Šitą norėjau tiesiog pasiklausti, jisai kaip, supratau, viskas tvarkoja ten veikia, ne?
Not gonna lie, bro. It's completely broken, bro. I'm just playing, bro.
Jūs jį galėtumėte atsiųsti autobusais, jeigu, aš pavedimą padaryčiau?
Nah, bro, because it will get damaged, bro.
Šiaip nemanau, kad ten, su autobusais, kiek man tai yra tekęs siųsti, įdedi dažniausiai taip ir atvažiuoja.
Trust me, I always do it.
Okay, but there's a dude that's coming to look at it tomorrow, so if he doesn't buy it, I'll let you know, bro.
Gerai.
Okay, since he doesn't want to ship his PC to other cities, let's just wait for the evening and get that 1660 build locally, or if the deal falls apart, we'll just look for something else tomorrow then. Alright, so I just decided enough calling, let's wait for the evening and call up the 1660 PC, as probably we will not find anything better, and especially locally. And when the evening came, I called up the guy and no one picked up. So we went to the gym instead. So the next day, I was prepared to look for other deals, but realistically, the Ryzen 5 2600 and 1660 seemed to be the best option out of all. So I just opened my call logs, wanted to call the guy again, and saw that I called the wrong number yesterday. Like, honestly, I don't know how possibly that could have happened, but basically it turns out that I ghosted the seller and not him. Okay, so now I finally dialed the right person after double checking the phone numbers, and he didn't pick up. But he called back almost right away, and turns out that he lives 20 kilometers away from us, but I don't really mind the drive.
Okay, so yeah, we just came to the other city and he asked us to meet him in the gas station, and I asked him like, yo, can we see the computer like turn on or something, and he was like, I'm right around the corner, I'll call you, I'll come around. Okay, so apparently he's in that BMW and he said to follow him, so we're doing that. Intense manual action. Damn, he's fast. Where are he going though?
Bro, we're getting stabbed, bro.
Okay, so we got a PC, and even though the guys seem to be slightly sketchy, because when I was asking if everything was alright with the PC, he would always like turn his eyes to the right and down and like answer unsurely like he was hiding something. And the fact that he wanted to meet at the gas station instead was also a bit sketchy. But yeah, I paid 200 for everything, came back home, watched a movie and went to sleep. Didn't do anything with that PC. Next day in the morning, I booted up the PC for the very first time, and the good news is that it booted right up and the Windows was wiped clean. Afterwards, after waiting for like 5 years for the Windows to set up, we could finally take a look at the actual specs we got, because when I was buying the PC, it was super dark and honestly I couldn't see anything.
16 gigs of RAM, and the guy said it's 8.
Man, I'm so happy that we got 16 gigabytes of RAM. It almost feels scripted or something, but yeah, no joke. At first, I was planning to test everything as is and then swap the RAM for 16 gigabytes and the GPU for the RX 580 8 gigabyte, because as you might know, the market value of the 1660 is even more than RX 580 and 16 gigabytes of brand new 3200 MHz RAM combined. But I guess we will not need to do that. And now, on to the thing that we all came here for, Marvel Rivals. Let's see how this bad boy performs, because for 200 euros we have actually managed to go slightly above the minimum requirements for both the CPU and the GPU. And just a quick mini disclaimer, I'll test everything today on my 2TB SATA SSD because I really don't want to re-download everything. But yeah, rest assured that on 240GB SSD you can fit the game, but I agree that for daily use it is definitely not a lot of space. Now, let's start off with 1080p low and just work our way up. And you know what? On 1080p low with Epic TSR on quality, we got really solid 75 FPS average. Just ignore the 1% lows in this game, because the moment I get killed, there's always this small FPS drop to 40-ish and then another small FPS drop right before being spawned. But during the actual fights, the frame rate is super stable, and keeping the settings the same but swapping the resolution to 1440p got us an average of 50 FPS, so this PC is definitely not ready for high frame rate 2K gaming, but the game was still playable for sure. Now coming back to 1080p, but raising the settings to medium got us 60 FPS, but just trust me on this one, 1080p low is where it's at, and yeah, just ignore the 1% lows. And finally, for all of the beautiful graphics haters, I tried TSR on ultra performance and 1080p low, and even though the game looked pretty pixelated, the PC managed to pull over 120 FPS on average, which is like, come on guys, you have to agree that it is impressive for the price. So, mission complete, I'd say. But yeah, if you want to see more of this PC, definitely hit the subscribe button, and if you would like to see more of these types of videos instead of regular benchmarks, also let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching.
And guys, before this long video ends, drop a follow on our Insta, we upload stuff there too. And
Cheap bastard out.